Fear. Fear is a good thing, but it's also a pretty bad thing, especially when it comes to achieving your goals, right? We all know that we all have our own fears, whether they're based on our own experience or experience from friends or like people close to us. We all have some sort of fears, and fear is always the number one distraction, the number one problem for you to not achieve your goals, right? And like I said, we all know that, we all have them, and sometimes they can really get in our own way. And if you think about it, like, what's the worst thing that can happen with that fear? So let's say, for example, you are scared to start training because your friend, I don't know, hurt her back and she just couldn't train for 4 months after that. And you don't want this to happen to you. So, I mean, let's think about it. What's the worst thing that could happen to you? Let's say you get injured as well. But then think about it that way. What if you get a trainer that shows you how to do things properly so that you won't hurt yourself and won't get injured and won't be able to not train for a certain amount of time? And what's the best thing that could happen? Possibly, you probably achieve your results, right? Because you get better at training. You know you have great technique now because you have this trainer showing you how to do your exercises. Since every gym has a trainer that will be happy to show you how to perform certain exercises with good form. Anyway, but yeah, what's the best thing? I mean, what's the possible best outcome that could happen for this specific example? So you could probably, or you're most likely to achieve your results, right? If you train, if you do it right, if you really, get into it, if you aim to get better, to be better every single day, what's the best thing? And obviously that best thing that could happen is what we want. So really have a think next time you face a fear of yours. Write it down if you have to, and write down what's the worst thing that can happen, why, and what's the best thing that can happen. And then you'll soon realize it's all the stories we make up in our own heads. And it also happens to me. Like, a lot of times I just hold myself back because I have this stupid fear. But when I think about it, it's like, well, hang on. It's not really a fear. It's not really something really drastic. It's just a story that I make up in my own head to hold me back, because this is what I really want. So my head makes up this story to not achieve it, which is what we're eventually created to do years and years back. Fear would hold us back from, fear would prevent us from, from dying or from getting hurt or whatever. But these days, like I said, what's the worst thing? You're not going to die from it. You're not going to lose all your money. You're not going to, lose your family. That's probably the worst thing, but it's not going to happen. So is it really that bad? Think about it and then decide whether you want this fear to hold you back and distract you longer than it already has, or whether you're going to face that fear and do it anyway.